Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bridge Kids Behavior Consulting channel. I have a really interesting topic I would like to share with you all today. So social media quite often focuses on autistic individuals who have high and complex needs, especially those who may have severe or even dangerous aggressive behaviors. For example, hitting others or throwing things. Because these challenges are often visible, they tend to garner a lot of attention.
However, since autism is a spectrum, there are also many autistic kids who are very articulate and in the eyes of the school system are seen to be doing very well in school, following directions in school very well and not disrupting the class.
But are they actually so-called doing well? What about struggles with more nuanced skills that are typically overlooked by a lot of other people? For example, social or communication skills and sensory needs in the playground during recess time. Especially this is the time when school staff are usually taking breaks.
Challenges like these are what makes autism an invisible disability that is often overlooked by many in the mainstream society and media.
So here begs the question, does low needs necessarily mean no needs?
A child may speak beautifully, he can explain his ideas, he even can argue with you logically. But language doesn't mean emotional regulation. Some kids, they can talk a lot, doesn't mean that they can regulate their emotions when they're frustrated. Also, some kids, they have lots of vocabularies, but it doesn't mean that they're flexible. Also, some kids are really smart, they're intelligent, but it also doesn't mean that they can cope skills really well. Emotional regulation is a skill set, and many so-called mild kids have significant difficulty tolerating frustration. And when adults see these kids, they have lots of language skills, and then they assume they are mature, but regulation and communication develop separately.
Typically, school staff may say, yeah, she's no problem at all. She's doing pretty well at school. Seems like she follows the rules pretty well and gets good grades, right? But then at home, on the other hand, she falls completely apart. This is because many autistic kids may mask their true selves when they're at school. Many kids with no complex needs may spend all day holding it together. They copy the peers pretty well while being during the carpet time. They may suppress their confusion. They even hide their anxiety and stress. But by the time they get home, on the other hand, their nervous system is completely exhausted. Since their home is a safe place, and that's where this collapse may happen. And this may lead to a lot of the emotional meltdowns, dysregulation, with a lot of tantruming, etc.
Academic strengths can hide a lot. Lots of kids, they're perfectionists, but they fear of mistakes, and they might avoid of challenges, and they get panicked. They feel really scared during transitions, and they might have rigid thinking. So intelligence can compensate for years until demands increase. For example, grade 1 might be manageable, but not in grade 6. So when you see your child is really smart, but then it's really hard to feel calm or like they get frustrated so easily, we have to pay more attention to it.
Many of these autistic kids desperately want friends. They want to make friends and to be with them. They may try to join conversations, but however, they may miss really subtle nonverbal cues that is often required for these social interactions. As a result, they often get excluded and become socially isolated again and again. Can you imagine how this would impact their mental health once they become older to become adults? Worse, some may resort to even antisocial behaviors when they grow up in order to meet their needs. So since they may look typical, adults don't often readily step in to intervene and support them. And as a result, these peers often lose patience with these autistic kids. And as a result, the autistic kids may internalize rejection from other peers, and this may lead to tremendous social pain, although invisible, that can often last for a lifetime. So as a result, a lot of autistic kids, even those without high complex needs, they need the right support early and consistently, just because prevention is a lot better than treatment, and early intensive intervention is really key here so that the likelihood of these situations can be decreased through education, rehearsal, and practice in individual therapy and social group settings.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. But before you go, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And you can comment down below and ask questions. Okay? We'll see you next time.
Thanks, bye.